I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 304. A Swiss lady described a photism she had to Sri Bhagavan. While she was sitting with her eyes wide open, she saw Sri Bhagavan's face becoming cherub-like and draped in glorious flowers. She was drawn in love towards that childlike face. Maharshi, the vision is in your mind. Your love is the cause. Paul Brunton saw me as a giant figure. You saw me like a child. Both are visions. The lady said, Paul Brunton asked me if I had any spiritual experience here, and I denied it. Now this happens. Maharshi, do not be deceived by visions. Questioner, if one is miles away in Europe and invokes your aid. Maharshi, where is Europe? It is in you. Questioner, I have come here. I would like Maharshi to come there. Saying it, she laughed gently. Silence for some minutes. Maharshi, you see the physical body, and so you find limitations. Time and space operate on this plane. So long as you think of the gross body, there will be differences found as different bodies. On the other hand, knowledge of the real Maharshi will set all doubts at rest. Are you in India now? Or is India in you? Even now, this notion that you are in India must go. India is in you. In order to verify it, look to your sleep. Did you feel like you were in Europe or in India while asleep? You are nevertheless existing then, the same as now. Space is in you. The physical body is in space, but not you. Paul Brunton had his eyes closed when he saw the vision, whereas you had your eyes open, you say. Questioner, yes, but I've never had vision, whereas he is a psychic. In this dialogue, a Swiss lady recounts a profound experience she had while in the presence of Sri Bhagavan. She describes seeing his face transform into a cherub-like visage adorned with beautiful flowers, an experience that filled her with love and devotion. Ramana Maharshi responds to her account with insightful guidance, offering clarity on the nature of her experience. First, Ramana says that the vision the lady experienced was a product of her own mind, emphasizing that her love for him was the underlying cause. He draws a parallel with another visitor, Paul Brunton, who also had a visionary experience but saw Sri Bhagavan as a giant figure. Ramana says that both experiences are subjective visions influenced by the individual's perceptions and emotions. Both are mental creation in a form that fits their mental view. The lady further explains that Paul Brunton had asked her about any spiritual experiences she had had in Sri Bhagavan's presence, and she told him that she hadn't experienced any, but now she had had one. Ramana responds to this by cautioning against being deceived by visions, suggesting that true spiritual realization transcends such phenomena. Visions are mental projections, while true realization is a matter of direct experience and knowledge, the knowledge that comes from being, not just formed of ideas of the mind. The conversation then shifts to discussion about ideas of distance and separation. When the questioner mentions being in Europe and invoking Sri Bhagavan's aid, Ramana challenges the notion of geographical separation. He says that Europe is not external, but rather exists within their non-dual being, within the consciousness that is their very existence. Ramana invites the questioner to contemplate the nature of sleep, saying that when the mind is dormant in sleep, the sense of location is absent, reinforcing the idea that space is a construct of the mind. The dialogue continues, with Ramana encouraging the questioner to transcend her identification with the physical body and recognize the unity of existence. Ramana talks about the limited view you have of yourself in the world while you identify yourself with the body. With the body comes the idea of separation, which brings the idea of time and space. He suggests that true knowledge of the self dispels all doubts and limitations, emphasizing that India or any other place like Europe is not external, but is within your own unlimited, non-dual consciousness and being. Maharshi also addresses the questioner's comparison with Paul Brunton, noticing the difference in their experiences and emphasizing that spiritual vision, as differentiated from mental vision, is not dependent on psychic abilities or the mind, but on inner realization, on self-knowledge. This dialogue explores the nature of spiritual experience, emphasizing the importance of transcending dualistic mental perceptions and instead recognizing the underlying unity of all existence. Ramana Maharshi's teachings encourage you to look beyond the superficial manifestations of visions and embrace the deeper truth of self-realization, realization of the self that comes from direct knowledge of the self. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment